Hey everyone, I'm really glad you're here today because for this week's pose, we're going to be tackling extended side angle or extended warrior, just depends on how you like to call it. You won't need anything in particular, no props or anything like that, so if you're ready, I am too, we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and come back to a downward facing dog. And we'll start there. You'll remember this transition from last week too. So we'll start on the right side, and I'll kind of show you what I think what we see often, a lot of times people doing it incorrectly. So a lot of times we'll step the foot forward, back heel comes down. The hips stay up because that makes it a lot easier, right? We dump all the weight into the shoulder and just kind of lean on the leg, and the top arm ends up wherever it ends up. So this isn't necessarily going to hurt you or anything, but it's not getting all the benefits that we're looking for in the pose. So we'll try it one more time, and this time we'll do it a way that's more beneficial for you. So step back to down dog. We're still going to be on the right side. So looking forward, you can pick the right leg up, shift your weight forward, stamp the right foot down, left heel comes down, and just come up to a warrior two, legs like you would in the legs for a second here while we set up. You want to keep the right knee bent deeply so that it tracks right over the toes. The left foot cuts the corner of the mat, so it's kind of parallel to the edge of your mat. Make sure that the back hip doesn't pop up. So you want to keep the hip dropping down so that both hips sink down evenly. Then from here, the elbow comes down to the thigh, but not so much that you're sinking down into the shoulder and leaning on the leg. You want to keep the integrity of the core so you're still using that to help keep you up. Left arm can sweep up overhead and really spin the chest around towards the sky. One last little bit here. Imagine that back of your right hip and that right thigh is kind of swinging underneath you so that the hips are pressing forward and the chest can lean back a little bit. So the hand can reach up, it can reach overhead, and eventually you can even drop down to the inside of the heel or the outside of the heel. And the rest of the body's alignment would stay the same. So go ahead and take the hands down, step back to a down dog. We're going to do the other side, and I'll be turned away from you just so you can see it from a different angle. So we'll pick the left leg up, look forward, step the left foot between the hands, spin the right foot down, and go ahead and come to standing. So opening up the arms, make sure your alignment in the legs is good. Left toes face forward, right heel's at an angle, sit the hips low. Arms can come out, and then take the elbow down to the thigh, but keep the left side of the obliques engaged. Sweep the right arm up overhead behind the ear, or reach it straight up. Make sure that right hip stays down, and instead of popping the hips back, think of taking that left hip, scooping it underneath you, keeping the lower belly pulled in. And of course, you can hold here for as long as you like. Maybe take it back up, step back to down dog. Take a breath or two there just to even things out. And when you're ready, shift back to the center of your mat. Have a seat. Get comfortable. So remember that one. You're going to see it again in a couple weeks. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here next Monday.